There's always something running in the background. If it's not my washer and dryer, it's the dishwasher. So if you hear that swishing in the background, I'm so sorry. Things I wish I knew. Um, I don't know if it would have changed anything or not, but I wish I knew how toxic and bad for you candles and incense and room spray and linen spray and anything fragrance, really, how bad it is for you. I love things that smell good. I love perfume. I love oil. I love candles. I burn everything. I like to spray, douse everything in it. Anything that smells good, I want it. And that's not good for you. It's really not. And I've been doing this as long as I've been able to. I wasn't really allowed to have candles and burny things when I was a little bit younger, but as soon as I was able to have my own space, if you can light a match to it and it smells like sandalwood or bourbon and tobacco or whatever, like I wanted it, I burn it. I have something burning right now. So that's what I mean by I don't know if it would have made a difference if I knew about it earlier. Probably I would have cut back, I would have cut down, but that's probably the hardest thing that I haven't even really tried to transition out of, to be honest, which is so bad considering all the work that I'm doing in other areas. But do your research on fragrance and like what it actually means, what kind of chemicals are in fragrance and how the chemicals change when you do different things to it. That's why there are certain candles that are supposed to be better for you than others. Candle wax, the scents themselves, and the wick, believe it or not. Everything matters. So I guess I wish I knew that because like I said, I've been fragrancing for years now, and who knows how much of an impact that has had on my reproductive health, even till this day. Like, you ever think about it? Like, what are you actually burning and putting into the air, and then breathing and putting it close to you? Like, that shit's not good for you. So yeah. When I say that there's a good chance that the next woman or person that you come across has some sort of experience with or run in with reproductive health or infertility or just something. Um, like the statistics and things that I mentioned before, and the statistics that you'll come across this whole week and just going forward, it's kind of hard to put those into perspective and what that really means in real life. But when I tell you that there's so many women who have experience of some kind in that area, if you haven't met one already, I'd be shocked. But it's probably because they're not talking about it. So my honest advice would be, and I'm even learning this today and every moment, I'm still learning and I always will be learning something new. But if you're going through something or you have questions or there's some sort of issue, or it doesn't even have to be huge, but if there's just something that you're concerned about or thinking about, do not be afraid to share with somebody, especially if they ask, especially if they genuinely want to know what's going on in your life, what keeps you up at night. Take that opportunity to do more for yourself than just respond with, I'm good. Nothing really. Like, I'm good for that. I'm really, really good for that. And I have my reasons why I just kind of brush it off and invalidate everything that's going on in my life. I have my reasons for that. But every once in a while, I take a leap of faith and I talk to another person. I just say what it is that's going on. And as soon as I do that, I break through the barrier of just being held back. And that person always says, "Oh, I know that all too well," or "I have experience in that," or "This is my story," or "I know someone," or just really great words of encouragement. You just never know. Everybody has their own shit. Everybody has their own story, right? Um, and I don't want to sound insensitive, but it is what it is. I'm not the only one going through what I'm going through. You're not the only one going through what you're going through. The next woman isn't. There's a whole group of us, there's a whole world of us that are in the same canoe that we're just looking for you to talk to or to listen to or to guide or just be there for one another, whether it's infertility or anything else. There's someone that just wants to help, whatever that looks like for you and whatever area that you need it to. So just really don't be afraid or shy about like this whole infertility and women's health and reproductive health taboo topic needs to not be that way anymore. It really doesn't, because it is doing us more harm than good. It really is. So just be mindful of that. Sharing really is caring. I don't know. But yeah, I do have some more statistics for you though. Hang tight. Factors that can affect your fertility. Just simple things that you can work on now and improve in your lifestyle and in your daily habits. We already talked about body weight. I think that's a given. There's quite a few givens on this list, but body weight, you know where you should be in that, so I won't go into that. But you can be underweight is also a really huge factor that I would say a lot of people don't really consider. Exercise, excessive exercise can impact results, as well as not exercising at all, because that's going to increase your blood flow and your circulation basically. So if you're just not active at all, things are going to be slow because you're just not getting your body moving, your heart rate moving, or increased. Caffeine intake. Ugh. It's probably one of the hardest things for people is caffeine. I have my own beef with caffeine. I can't take a lot of it. Even a little bit of it makes me crazy. My heart just like pounds. Just, I can't take it. And I'm up for like days afterwards. But caffeine take, it said that as little as 200 milligrams per day can have effects on infertility. 200 milligrams being the minimum, but 500 being there's a delay in conception, and there's just like levels to it. The more caffeine you have every day, the slower things are going to happen. And so your average 8-ounce cup of coffee is going to have 100 milligrams of caffeine in it, typically. So I know a lot of people will drink coffee all day long, and it's probably not just an 8-ounce. It's going to be like a 16 or larger. So just keep that in mind, that caffeine can really do quite a bit of damage. I do my very best to stay away from caffeine. Every blue moon, I might have a few sips of coffee, of one coffee, but I can never finish it. But that's just me personally. Like my heart and my body and my nerves just can't take it, especially with the anxiety. I'll have a panic attack in a moment. So if that's how you want to take me out, give me a cup of coffee. It'll be tasty, but it's just not good. And then likewise, alcohol consumption, that's tricky. Because I personally feel like I'm more likely to find an excuse for a glass of wine, and have that over a cup of coffee. But yeah, what it's really saying is that any extreme habits or heavy consumption is a no-no, which is a given. It's just not good for you, period, let alone when you're trying to make another human being. So just be mindful of that. Um, Smoking is actually at the top of many lists. If you go to your doctor and say, hey, what can I do to improve my fertility, or just what can I do? They're probably going to say, if you're smoking right now, you need to cut that shit out. Like right now, cut it out. It's really bad for your body, really bad for your cells, and fertility. Let's see. And that's smoking, period. It doesn't matter what it is. Like, just don't do it, period. Recreational drugs, that's a given. That, like, weed falls in that. Marijuana falls in recreational drugs, but it also falls into smoking. Just don't do it. If you're trying to get pregnant, like, lay off a bunch of the stuff that you know you shouldn't be doing. Cell phones. That was a huge one for me. I'm holding a cell phone right now. Oh my God. What? There's like a whole journal on like how cell phones and the waves and things can affect your eggs, sperm count, embryos, like all of that stuff. It's just like I shouldn't even be holding this right now, but what are you gonna do, right? Other than maybe not always see. Now I'm sounding like my dad now. Maybe not sleep with your phone in the same room. I thought he was crazy when he said that at first, but that shit makes sense. Microwaves. Maybe not sleep with the phone in your room or right next to you, or just don't have it on your body. I don't know. Just keep in mind that cell phones aren't necessarily the best. Stress is a huge one. Stress, I think everybody knows. To kind of combat that, some of the things that I do, I'm very intentional about. Oh, it's Wednesday. That's one of the things that helps me keep my stress down and just kind of keeps me in a good headspace is like Wednesday night Bible study, or just like meditation. If it's your thing, prayer. Breath work is huge. There are many studies, books, journals on breath work and the benefits of that. I like to do yoga, muscle relaxation, stretching. There are debates on whether heat is good for you, so like hot baths or hot tubs, massage, acupuncture. Like, I have done it all. I like to incorporate as much as possible to keep me calm, just because I like the natural approach for the most part to not just deal with like the stress of dealing with infertility and going through IVF, but just to deal with my anxiety and everyday troubles, if you will. Anything that makes you happy or brings you joy, do that. Except drinking. Don't binge drink. But also don't deprive yourself. So if you want those nachos, or you want a glass of wine, or whatever it is, like, let yourself have those things. Just don't get crazy with it. Remember what the goal is and what you're trying to do. First and foremost is improve your overall health. And then second is to create another human being, if that's your goal, right? And then last thing, again, fragrance. It's so bad for you, to the point, let me just explain how strong fragrance is. Doesn't matter where it's coming from, if it's your perfume, your hair product, your skin care, anything that has fragrance in it. For instance, if you're going in for a procedure during IVF and you are going to have an egg retrieval, It's a clean room. You don't wear your clothes. You're not supposed to really have anything in your hair, no body lotions, no perfumes. They wrap you up. You wear their gowns, you wear their head stuff. Um, you don't wear anything that has fragrance on you because that can literally disintegrate your cells. When they go in for an egg, if you've got all this scents on, the fragrance will eat that up. It will alter the sperm. It's just not good. So if when you go into the doctor's office to have a procedure and they are that strict on don't have anything on your person, on your body, imagine what your everyday sense that you're just inhaling, breathing is doing to your health. So those are just some things that can play a factor or be a factor, and some things that you can be mindful of right now to adjust your habits and your lifestyle to just improve your overall health in general and to give you a bit of a leg up when you're going through whatever journey you're going through, whatever you choose. My videos that I've posted already, kind of the statistics that I have shared, my experience, my TTC and infertility journey is coming completely from the perspective of just the female side of things. But please make no mistake that it takes two to tango. It really does. And there is male infertility. And I don't have any statistics on that because at this point in my journey, they do not apply to me. However, it's not always the female that has infertility issues. Sometimes it is the male that has issues. So keep that in mind. Do your research on what the possibilities are. Make sure that you're going to your doctors equipped with some of the basics about male and female infertility. I just learned today that for a female, you would go see a reproductive endocrinologist for any questions or issues that you might have. And for a male, they would go see a urologist, I want to say. Yes, a urologist. Yes, there's another word in front of urologist, but that's that. Like, I had no idea that guys had a gyno, but for guys, that's kind of something that I always wondered. It's like, okay, there's a woman's health, but like, what is the doctor called for guys if they even have one? As it pertains to fertility, it is called a urologist. Something other word, urologist. In fact, let me figure out what it is right now. Hold on. So it's just called a urologist. That's all that it is. I don't know why I'm making up extra stuff, but it's as simple as that. So the more you know. I'm smiling now in these videos as I'm creating them, but that's not the picture that I necessarily want to paint. No pun intended. If you know me, you know. That's not the picture I want to paint for at least my experience with infertility and going through several rounds of IVF. It has not been all rainbows, butterflies, clouds, and smiles. It has not. In fact, it's been mostly tears. It's been mostly panic attacks. It's been mostly doubts. It's been fears. It's been sleepless nights. It's been moments of on the edge of wanting to give up. It's been questioning my purpose as a person, as a woman, and kind of redefining what those things mean for me. It's been planning. It's been crumpling up the plan and throwing it out and writing a new plan. It's been giving up on planning altogether. Um, it's been riding the wave. It's been fighting for yourself, for myself, and advocating for my health. It's been studying all there is to know about infertility and IVF and like everything that's going on in my body so that I can have the conversation and be a part of the room, if you will. Other times it's been closing my laptop, turning off all devices because I just can't take in anymore. Um, it's extremely hard. It's extremely emotional. One thing that I wish I knew is when starting this, I wish I knew just how much it was going to take from me mentally and emotionally, um, going through this, doing this. And I know that not everybody is necessarily going to choose to continue a journey like this on their own, or they wouldn't necessarily start it on their own. There's a lot of women who do, a lot of men who um, do this on their own, intentionally and unintentionally. But I would say majority of people, they do it as a couple, and it's hard as a couple. Because like I mentioned before, each person is going to have their own totally different perspective and experience and emotions and thoughts, and dealing with that separately and then coming together and dealing with that and persevering and getting through to achieve the goal is one thing. But doing it on your own can a lot of times make you feel crazy. I have felt literally insane. Like, what am I doing? Like, this is hurting me so much in all areas. Like, why am I doing this? Why am I so adamant about doing this? And even when the goal is achieved, if the goal is achieved, that's a whole other life and world of uncertainty that lies ahead as a single parent, right? That's something that I haven't even really tapped into yet. It's just one pinky toe in front of the other. But I wish I knew ahead of time that it wasn't just going to be physical. I have a high tolerance for pain. There's been a lot of physical pain in my journey, but I just was not prepared for the heartbreak after heartbreak after heartbreak that was in store, directly and indirectly. Um, so yeah, again, I'm smiling now because I'm grateful for the growth. I'm grateful for the knowledge. Um, I'm grateful for where my journey thus far has placed me in life. Yeah.